gun screaming like a siren at night. Red and blue shouting, nobody's right. Smoke in the streets, truth under attack. Everybody's loud, nobody's got facts. Feeds keep scrolling, nerves stay tight. Matchsticks flicked in the dead of night. They sell fear, cheap package the lies, while the clock keeps ticking, empires on fire. Can't sit quiet while the world's on edge. Lines in the sand, standing on the ledge. No script, no leash, no polish, quiet. Just a voice in the dark and a spark to the wire. This is and I'll bring the fire. Gonna light it higher. No filter, no fear, I say it raw. Strike the match, let it burn through the fog. This is and I'll bring the fire. And I'll bring the fire. Everybody's selling truth like a brand, buying opinions they don't understand. Talking in circles, screaming online. Keyboard courage borrows spines. Yeah, power plays dressed up as peace. Same old wolves with different teeth. But silence is loud when the house is burning, and the fuse is short, yeah, it's still learning. I don't dance for the left or the right. I stand in the heat, I stand in the fight. No strings, no chains, no manufactured choir. Just gasoline thoughts and an open lighter. This is and I'll bring the fire. Gonna light it higher. No filter, no fear, I say it raw. Strike the match, let it burn through the fog. This is and I'll bring the fire. And I'll bring the fire. World's on tilt, pressure climbing. Truth don't whisper, it's perfect timing. You can't cancel the smoke, you can't stop flame. Say my name when it hits, say my name. Why? Say my name. Say my name. Fire don't ask permission. Fire don't need a side. Fire just shows up honest and exposes the lie. This is and I'll bring the fire. Truth hits harder. Burn it down till what's real survives. No smoke, no mirrors, just heat and lies. And I'll bring the fire. And I'll bring the fire. America, fire. Strike it. Let it speak.
Hey, good evening, everybody. What is happening? I'm Ace, and this is American Fire. Welcome to the live show, baby. We's doing it tonight. We're going to have a good old time. We got a lot to get into. And guys, I'm not kidding on my title. Are we seeing the surrender of City of London next month? I don't know, but it's building, and there's some wild stuff coming up. So tonight, what are we getting into? Well, Trump shoring up the elections, doing one of the most brilliant ideas I think he possibly could have done, especially with the Republicans dragging their slimy little feet with the SAVE Act. We have, so shoring up the election. We've got major Supreme Court news we're going to break down tonight. Huge breakthroughs in Iran. It looks like they might be ready to give up. I don't know, but we got to break down that because there's so much nonsense out there about Iran. So we're going to do our best to keep it on track. I got follow-up on the Tyler Robinson gun stuff because everybody was coming at me hard in my videos today about like what an idiot I am for not understanding. So I got to put that to rest, friends. We got to put it to rest. By the way, it's not just that, though. Got some good grifting from Alex Jones and some others we're going to share tonight. And then we're getting into City of London and where they're at. And a surrender on deck. You'll have to wait and see and watch. We're going to have fun tonight, but we also got to get down to it. So if you like the no spin news with receipts, breaking it down, you're in the right spot. I'm going to do my best to guide us through, to narrate. these crazy times with the best information possible. So if you're ready for it, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're going to get right into it. But first, as always, I got to call out the Chizat. Who's in the Chizat tonight? If you're new to the show, we had lots of new people last night. If you're new to the show, guys, be sure to jump in the chat. I love to hear your comments, questions. If you disagree with me, be honorable about it. Be respectful. Because if you're trolling, you get booted. The moderators here, they're hungry. They love to eat troll. They love to destroy troll. So we got it set in here because we want this chat to be a safe, fun place for everybody, so trolls aren't allowed. Sorry, I believe in the government not being able to limit free speech, but when you're in my house, you're going to respect my rules, yo. Going to respect those rules. So, again, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the repost if you're on X, and let's see who's in here. Cassink, what's up, brother? Wagga Waco. Daver, what's up? Alan Nugajanian, Snoopy's in the house. City Country, Zach Butterfeld. What's up, bro? It's been a bit. Seth is here. Nick Majors, Toe Cramp, Eric Broombog, Ryan Edberg. What's up, my friend? Good to see you, brother. Kev the Tech, Dan the Man Green. Liking the music. Well, thank you. Roger Fish's Z-Groom's here. What's up, brother? How's your day? Ellen Hunt. Alice Fordham, good to see you. Jay Tyrus, what's up? Freeness made the live tonight. Congratulations. Glad to have you. Johnny Strayhorn. Super Dave. I love the Super Dave. Kev the Tech, always ready and willing. Douglas Wilson, what's up? Kim Wiley is here, and let's see. I know more are pouring in, but guys, you might have missed. You might have missed it. Edberg says, I feel America's winning based off that intro song alone. My friend, you have no idea. Some guy gave that song to me. He was like, I made this song for you. And I got to say, man, it rocks. It rocks the socks off. If you guys like the intro song, just give a big what? Or something else in the chat. If you're too old for that, I get it. What's up, Mike Mishler? What's up, Hosier? How we doing? Okay, you guys ready? Lots to get to tonight, so we're going to jump right in. I want to start tonight with this massive executive order Trump passed. And guys, this is a shot across the bow. I think this is so smart. So I'll break down my thoughts on it in a second here. But first, I'm going to let Howard Lutnick explain it, because Trump and them have found out a workaround on how to basically shore up mail-in ballots, mail-in voting without needing Congress. So listen to Howard here as he breaks it down.
The states, right, run these elections. They will, if they want to use the U.S. mail, the U.S. Postal Service, they're going to get a code, a barcode from the U.S. Postal Service, and they're going to put that on the envelope, and we will have one envelope per vote. None of this time where we have no idea, there's no observers to mail, there's no envelopes, there's no certainty. That's all going to go away, and what the president is doing today is he's going to make sure that mail-in ballots are safe, secure, and accurate, and will have a clear distinction. If you voted by mail, you will have it on the envelope. Obviously not on the ballot, but on the envelope. So we will know 1 million mail-in ballots. There'll be 1 million envelopes, and you'll be able to know exactly, correctly, that citizens voted.
And this came up with some great legal minds. They looked at the various documents and everything that was going on, because the cheating on mail-in voting is legendary. It's horrible what's gone on. And it's very clearly covered, very, very clearly. So I think this will help a lot with elections. We'd like to have voter ID. We'd like to have proof of citizenship, and that'll be another subject for another time. We're working on that. You would think it would be easy. It's a 98% issue for Republicans. It's 86%. The thing just came out, a poll.
So crazy.
And it's 86% with Republicans and Democrats, not leaders, because the leaders of the Democrats cheat. And the only people that don't want to do voter ID are people that cheat. There's no other reason for it. Proof of citizenship, they want to be able to cheat. There's no reason. They have all sorts of reasons, excuses, but it's all nonsense. They want to cheat. But the Democrats themselves are very high. It's a very positive, very, very good thing. The Democrat voters, the Democrat leaders, guys like Schumer, who are corrupt, they want to use it for cheating.
All right. Trump's doing his circular reasoning, which I love, but we don't got time for that tonight. This is brilliant, okay? Let's break down why. So, the federal government has full regulatory power over the post office. That's right. The post office is federalized as far as control. Technically, it's a privatized company now, but the government runs it. It sets all the regulations for it, sets all the rules. This is brilliant. And this is what they meant when they had other ways. Well, we're starting to see the plan. This will get held up in court. It's going to be challenged. But so now they're going to, if you request a mail-in ballot, they're going to create a database of only citizens across the entire nation. If you are not in that database, this will be for the post office. If you are not in that database, you will not be able to receive a mail-in ballot. If you do receive a mail-in ballot, it will have a barcode on it. So guys, here we go. This is going to end the massive ballot harvesting, because all the fraudulent, nonstop mail-in ballots that were just automatically sent out in certain states, they are going to be able to track each and every one of them. This is absolutely brilliant. Now, it's not going to stop all election fraud. There's going to be some states that find some little workarounds to cheat. Don't get me wrong, but this is a huge step in the right direction. And this is going to massively, I guarantee you, Democrats are panicking tonight. So Trump, again, man, one of the best things this team does, this team of Trump's team, is that they are constantly facing the craziest challenges. And this is what frustrates me so much about voters who are like, we give up on Trump. He hasn't accomplished anything, which is the stupidest thing ever. But they also don't recognize the degree of difficulty he's facing. Not only are you have enemies abroad, especially City of London and all it's doing and its tentacles that are in our own government, you're constantly dealing with a political party that is 100% opposed to you. Democrats cannot be salvaged. They are 100% sold out. Then you have the Republicans who are still mostly corrupt, but there's still some good eggs in there. And he's been trying to purge it with MAGA, but that takes time. So he has his own people undercutting him constantly. Still about, I'd say, in the Senate, it's still like 60 to 70% uniparty controlled opposition from within now. And Trump did a good job on his administration. His administration is pretty clean, unlike in the first term. But you're constantly dealing with that. And then you're dealing with the judiciary, which is so ridiculous that they are just shooting down everything he's doing. A judge today ruled that he could not finish the ballroom he's building that's being built with private funds. Not a single dollar is coming out of the treasury for this ballroom. Trump got it completely paid for by private funding. It's on track. It's ahead of schedule. It's under budget. It's everything you'd want our government to do. And for like statecraft, and a judge just slapped it down just because, just to be petty. This is what we're dealing with. I mean, he has to do everything the hard way. And thankfully the guy is, he's made out of steel. He keeps bulldozing everything down. No problem. It's because but this team with this incredible, unbelievable, never before seen, never before attempted degree of difficulty keeps finding ways to get it done. And so thank God he did it now, last day of March, because this is going to go through the courts. But you know what happens, man, once this gets up to the Supreme Court and they rule it's okay? Trump all of a sudden has control over mail-in ballots over the entire nation. That, my friends, is what we call genius. So this is incredible. It shocked me. I did not expect this today. There was no warning. All of a sudden, they were just signing an executive order and boom. So you have USPS envelopes, all unique barcodes. DHS and Social Security create approved voter list. USPS only sends ballots to that list. Full control. Good luck stopping this. Not that they won't try. Not that they won't try. So we have this, which one way or the other, because I'll tell you right now, all the red states will comply with this. Okay, so even there, what little fraud there is in those states, it's going down. So most of the red states will comply with this. Maybe somebody like Georgia will fight it. But all the blue states will fight it. We'll see how it turns out. But good luck. Again, USPS is federally run. So you have this and what Trump's pulling off. And then Supreme Court, we got the news today that only one case is remaining from October, the challenge to race-based redistricting under the Voting Rights Act. Alito is the only justice who's not written for it. This tells me that there's a 90% chance that Alito is writing the opinion for the win. I do. I believe it's a 90% chance. Now, that still means there's a 10% chance he's writing the dissent. But I'll tell you right now, Alito doesn't write a lot of dissents. It's usually Clarence Thomas. So if Alito's writing, writing this, I think he's writing for the majority to overturn it, and he is going to blister the Voting Rights Act, which means automatically we could gain up to 20 seats in the House, just like that. And if this comes out soon, in the next month, we have time for the states to implement it, which means, guys, get ready, because that could seal the midterms. So everybody's out here. Not everybody. Not you guys. You guys are too smart. You guys, everybody who watches this show is way too smart for this. But I've trained you well. We don't black pill on this show. But everywhere else it feels like, oh my God, the midterms, we're losing the midterms. It's falling apart. Trump sucks. Republicans suck. They can't do it. The affordability. Meanwhile, all this time I've been saying, dude, there are cards to play. And if all this lines up, the Democrats would have to have a blue wave that's, 8 to 10 points shellacking, which they're not even close to. Because no matter how much people are frustrated with Republicans, they still hate Democrats, hate them, and are terrified of them. Because Democrats want to take your kids away from you and turn them into monsters. That's how it works. But you want to know we're winning? I mean, there's panic all over the place. Panic all over the place because they know what's coming. And they thought by this point, see, the generic polling, Republicans versus Democrats, has been coming out. And Democrats have like a 2 to 4 point lead. They're panicking because they want 8 to 10 points. But not only are they panicking, there's people in the party panicking who are about to get primaried and not come back. Oh, Massey money bomb. I guess MTG wasn't enough. He had to roll out old school Ron Paul, who I respect Ron Paul, but this has got to be one of the most humiliating moments of Ron Paul's career, where Thomas Massey is bringing out old man Ron Paul to try to save Thomas Massey's seat because it's not going well for him. Here's Ron Paul desperately pleading.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Thomas Massey Money Bomb. Thomas is having a difficult time this year in his campaign, and he needs help. And I'm here to advise you that is what I think you should do, is help him out.
Thomas is having a difficult time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, poor Thomas Massey. I thought Thomas Massey was the most popular person ever. I thought on X, you would have thought this is the guy who is going to lead us to the next generation. Thomas Massey with Tucker Carlson, Dave Smith's dream ticket. They'll destroy the Republicans, right, Rich Barris? You moron. Yeah, and meanwhile, he can't win his own primary. Ron Paul out there doing the work, trying to just get somebody to still care. This tells you guys that all the people who've been saying I'm crazy for calling out Thomas Massie, well, sorry, the people see it. The people see it, and I've done God's work and showing what a fraud Thomas Massie is, and it's working. How did, like, I mean, it's amazing because all the grifters, all the America First frauds, the faggot crowd has been trying to make Thomas Massie the hero, the king, the challenger, the principled one, the challenger to Trump, the one who will hold Trump accountable, and like this grand old hero. And it just shows you how little influence they actually have. The influencers, no influence. There's little I influencer. So let's look at what Seth Keshel, is the best election analyst out there, is saying. He says the most direct shot at GOP House majority hinges on VA referendum failing. By the way, it is losing currently. There are far more Republicans voting on this than Democrats for Virginia to redistrict. So, because if they redistrict the way they're aiming, we'll lose 4 or 5 seats right there. And the DeSantis to pick up the 5 seats. This would take away the below safe estimate to 205, 191R. And if we lean, we need to win 6 of the 19 toss-ups to get it. And he says with a fair census. Well, if you get the Voting Rights Act abolished, that census changes real quick. Real quick. But it's still looking good. Here is his numbers on this. Eventually, 11 to 13 new GOP seats. Voting Rights Act goes down. I've heard up to 19, but I'll trust Seth on this. With this and new apportionment, listen to this. And the new apportionment's coming after 2013 with all the people who moved from COVID, plus no longer counting illegals. They're going to lose so many seats, the Democrats. With the new apportionment, by 2032, Dems will struggle to hold the House majority for decades. Seth, by the way, called the 2024 election to the T based on registration data. He is the man when it comes to the math on this. There's nobody smarter about this stuff than Seth Keshel. So I got to tell you guys, this is why, even though the midterms matter this year, because they will slow down Trump if the Democrats win, and they're going to put him through hell. But ultimately, long-term, 2028 presidential election, more people paying attention. You get all the people hating the Democrats for doing nothing in Congress and just stalling Trump. That'll actually hurt them. You're looking at red wave 2028. That red wave hits, reapportionment starts happening. You got more years of Trump and J.D. Vance in charge, cleaning up voter rolls, shoring up elections. By then, the SAVE Act will definitely be passed because we'll have a new Congress, a redder Congress. You guys, I'm telling you, how many times have I said it? I haven't said it in a while, so many of you new people haven't heard it. But I'm telling you right now, I truly believe we are getting 20 years of MAGA rule between Trump right now and then I believe 8 years of J.D. Vance. And with this reapportionment, whoever's next after him, whether it's Rubio, somebody like that, it'll be somebody decent because MAGA knows what it's doing. This is not a movement that's going away anytime soon. I believe we're going to have 16 to 20 years straight of MAGA at the presidency, and this Democrat House that we could get in the fall is their last chance. It's their last chance to grab some power. I really believe that. And I have a feeling Trump's got some more aces up his sleeve to take it over. And once that happens, guys, with the Voting Rights Act struck down, all those seats they lose, with the reapportionment, all the seats will gain. Redistricting, which can continue once states get even more red, they're screwed. They are screwed. Demographics are killing them. They no longer have illegals coming in to shore up for the census. They won't get counted in the census anymore. Democrats don't have babies, and all the conservatives are leaving the blue states and moving to the red states, making the red states have more seats. It's crazy what we're looking at. So how are people blackpilling? I just don't understand it. Everybody's so myopic in their thinking. They're just looking at tomorrow and the next month. They're like, oh, America's going down the drain. Dude, 2024 was such a massive win because of this, the future. It set this up. And just like Seth Keshel says, I mean, if they struggle to hold a House majority for decades. I don't know if you guys remember, but before Newt Gingrich took back the House in 1994 with the contract with America under Clinton, Democrats had the House for 40 years straight. We're looking at that kind of alignment. So just keep your eyes open on this, because I'm telling you, this is where we're going. Now, it's getting so bad that they're dragging out the corpse of Nancy Pelosi, and she's got something to say. She's got some deflection to say right here.
We always have concerns, but with this president and these Republicans who have no commitment to the rule of law and doing things the appropriate way, we're ready. We have three purposes now.
Be nice to her. She's on her 7th martini, okay? But have to be on guard. They may try to creep in the technology and create a false. She's already seeding the narrative that the Republicans are going to try to steal the election. You don't do that if you're confident, folks. You really don't do that if you're confident. I'm sorry. And this is even before Trump signed that executive order tonight. Just as I told you guys, lawsuits are coming. Here's Gavin. Gavin didn't waste any time suing President Trump over executive order. We're challenging it. See you in court. Yeah, that shouldn't surprise anybody. California is the worst of the worst. They cannot. They stole at least 5 House seats last November. 2024 November. And you know what's crazy though? Because of their ranked system, right now 2 Republicans are at the top. And based on their primary system, those 2 Republicans, if they hold the top, they could be the only 2 nominees in the general election. California could have a Republican governor this fall, and as of right now, it's about a 65% chance. So unless something significantly shifts in the next few months, I think June is their primary, California could have a Republican governor. And then what happens? If a Republican governor is in charge of California, slowing down their cheating, if Trump lets this go through, I mean, I'm glad this lawsuit's coming. You know why I'm glad? Because the lawsuit will get through well enough in time for the election. And if the Supreme Court rules on this, it's just going to make Trump stronger. I mean, you really think the Supreme Court's going to overturn rules passed down to the USPS? I don't think so, because this isn't stopping anybody from being voted. Like, it's going to citizens. That's constitutional. So we love this kind of stuff. This is what we want to see. And then finally, just talking about our elections going forward, just a peek into the future. Marco Rubio today came out and kind of put an end to this whole Rubio versus Vance thing. Basically, if Vance runs, it's his. So Marco Rubio today pledged to support J.D. Vance. And listen here.
Ambitions, his own personal and political ambitions, telling Vanity Fair last week, if J.D. Vance runs for president, he's going to be our nominee, and I'll be one of the first people to support him. Very rarely do you see...
Rubio and Vance are best friends. I'm telling you, there's such a psyop out there to try and destroy J.D. Vance because they are terrified of him. They're terrified of him. The whole Whitney Webb crowd, he's the technocrat. He worked with Peter Thiel. Ooh, spooky wookie. No, I'm sorry. It's just, the evidence isn't there. There is, I mean, I've gone through it so many times. I'm not going to waste my time going through it again. I'm telling you, though, there's a reason Trump chose Vance. It has nothing to do with technocracy. It has to do with he was one of the only people he could find who believed in his heart, was a true believer in MAGA, America first, and will carry this forward. And I truly believe we're about to see David and Solomon. David was the man of war. God told him, you cannot build my temple because I used you to clear out Israel's enemies. Your hands are full of blood. You built this kingdom. You purged it. You cleaned it up. If you guys are having issues with my stream, please let me know. But I think Vance is going to be the one who rebuilds, because Trump is freak. Did I lose my stream? Somebody said, "Uh-oh." Hope not. Anyways, Trump's the man of war. He's the one breaking it all up. He's the one that is hurting everybody. So it's he pisses people out, people off because he's tough, and he's the one who has to be tough in order to accomplish stuff. So Vance will be the healer. Okay. Obviously, I need to readjust some things, so hopefully my stream doesn't die. So give me a second here, guys. Hopefully I can fix this. Am I back? It's the storm here, somebody said. All right. I could see. I'm kind of like, that's weird. I don't know what's going on with my PC here. Sorry, guys. Give me a sec. This is the live effect. Sometimes it gets a little wonky. All right. Looks like I'm going to be good. Okay. So, thank God. Surviving here, coming back. All right. Before I go to the next section, guys, obviously I got a lot more I want to cover. I hate that just happened, but welcome back. I'm looking at my PC. I just had a couple things get a little out of touch, but I think I fixed it. Hopefully that fixes the stream. But let me get in here. Don't cross the streams, right? I'm going to say hey in the chat to a couple people. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I want to do a poll. Haven't done a poll in a bit. I'm interested in seeing what you guys prefer. Choice for 2028. I'm really interested what my people say here. And let's see how close this is. I think you can't lose either way, but all right. If you guys want to vote in that poll, Vance or Rubio for 2028. So if you guys are having issues, please refresh. Okay. But listen, again, what I'm trying to say, I see all the people like, I'm not sold on Vance. That's fine. You can listen, Hope. There's the Peter Thiel stuff. I'll tell you this right now. If you guys think Vance is controlled by Peter Thiel, you have been duped by a psyop started by Whitney Webb as soon as Vance became the nominee for Trump. Whitney Webb is well known in deep, dark circles of the internet lore, and she is a famous black pillar. And I'll tell you right now that if you're somebody like Whitney Webb and you have no hope and you offer no solutions, all you do is always dunk on everybody and just tell us how bad it's always going to be, that is somebody you cannot trust. That is classic black pilling. That is an operation. It's a psyop to discourage you and get you to distrust everybody. Vance is legit. And I'm just going to leave it right there. The whole Peter Thiel stuff is all just connection by association. There's no more evidence that J.D. Vance is connected to Peter Thiel in any menacing way than there is Trump was connected to Epstein. In fact, the opposite. What have we learned about Trump over all this time? All the evidence kept coming out, and more, it just proved that he's innocent and actually was one of the ones going after it. Vance is a real deal. Now, that doesn't mean I care if you like Rubio more or not, because Rubio, I think, would be an excellent choice as well. But I'll tell you, if you think Rubio is not a risk, well, just remember that Rubio was once hanging out with the neocons. And hanging out with the neocons, like, I do believe people can change. I believe Rubio had an awakening. I believe he was sucked in by the neocons because he's Cuban and he wanted to fix Cuba. And so that led him to be hawkish. But I'll tell you that I always think Rubio had a good soul and he was just kind of duped. And Trump opened his eyes. And that's a reason why he became so trusted by Trump. And if you go look, the timeline's very interesting. He went from running against Trump in 2016 to becoming one of Trump's staunchest supporters through even Trump's dark times when Trump was cast out into the wilderness by most Republicans and everybody was cheering for DeSantis up on Capitol Hill. Rubio stayed by Trump. So that tells me all I need to know about Rubio. However, you can't deny that if you have questions about Vance, you have to have the same questions about Rubio for other reasons. So got to tell you right now, that's how it works. And that's the way to break it down. Just know that if you think you're going to get the perfect candidate, this is what I always have a problem with the people who get frustrated with Trump because he's not perfect. There is no perfect Jesus coming down from the sky to become president. Everybody's going to have questions. Everybody is a risk. But what you do is use discernment, use your heart, and you take it before God and you research. And when you do all those things, you should come out to good conclusions. I've researched Vance. I will say this right now, probably more than 99.9% of anybody in this chat. You know why? Because I did the work. Because I knew I believed in Trump and I wanted MAGA. And I called it. Most of you weren't here yet because my channel wasn't that big 2 years ago. But 2 years ago this month, I called out that J.D. Vance would be the best pick for Trump as VP. And then lo and behold, 2 months later, Trump picked him right after he was shot, or 3 months later. So I'm telling you, I've done the work. I feel very confident in it, but I also like Rubio. We can't lose. And the truth is we might get Rubio anyways, because Vance has already said, having his fourth kid, he's having second thoughts about how long he wants to stay in politics while his kids are young. So Vance might actually let Rubio elevate, and Vance might be the guy in 8 years down the road, 10 years down the road. Instead, he might flip with Rubio. We'll see how it works. He's young enough. He's my age. I'm 42. He's got a long time ahead of him. So if Vance chooses to raise his kids, that's honorable, and we'll get Rubio. So in my opinion, guys, we can't lose. We just can't lose. Okay. So I hope I'm telling you, you're wrong. So, and you're allowed to be wrong on my channel as long as you're respectful, but you're 100% wrong saying he's controlled by Teal. That's a Whitney Webb lie. And I can tell you, you know, guys, one of the reasons I'm really good at calling out psyops, and everybody who's been here watching this channel for the last 3.5 years I've been doing this will tell you, I have almost 100% accuracy on calling out the grifters way ahead of everybody else. And you know what my number one rule is? Blackpilling. As soon as an influencer starts blackpilling, it's immediately a psyop 99% of the time, because the influencers are too connected. They know better. They actually know what's going on behind the scenes a lot of the time because they got a lot of money behind them. So once they start blackpilling, I know they're doing it on purpose. And Whitney Webb is classic blackpiller. I actually think she's a Fed. So anyways, let's see here. Anything else in here? Oh my God. SoCal with the $10 donation over on Rumble. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Or sister, I don't know. SoCal doesn't tell me much, but I grew up in Cali, so very appreciated for the $10 donation. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And if you guys want to support the channel, you can do it for free by hitting that like, hitting that subscribe, and by getting into the description and joining. Why don't you consider joining for a month? My gift to you is a free month of my membership. You get all the members' lives for free. You get all the members' podcasts for free, and you get access to the Discord, which is 24/7, people chatting about politics, stocks, sharing memes, having a good time, becoming friends. Great community. All that for free for a month. And then if you choose to say it's only $5 a month after that, minimum is all I ask. So thank you guys, and thank you for paying attention to this message. Sister, all right, SoCal, I'm sorry. I always naturally gravitate to saying brother, but I realize sometimes I miss the mark on that. Thank you, sister, for the $10 donation. I appreciate you. Okay. And let's see. Thank you, guys. I didn't say you don't have discernment, Hope. I just said you got duped, and that's okay. Everybody gets duped. Even I get duped sometimes. 3.3% of the time I get duped. I have 96.7% correct, but 3.3% of the time I get duped. It happens to us all. It does. But again, Whitney Webb broke the black pill rule for me a long time ago. And once she broke that rule, I easily called her out. And I've never seen anything that has made me think twice about it. She's not brought any receipts in any meaningful way. Remember, guys, if people are going to make accusations about deep, dark things, they need to have receipts. And if they don't have receipts, they're grifting. And most of the time they're grifting for a purpose. And usually that purpose is intel agencies. And usually those intel agencies are connected to City of London. It's the game they play. And I'm sorry, but if they're sending out discouragement, if they're trying to make it feel hopeless, they're grifting and they are psyoping you. And there is simply, listen, as much as we face overwhelming odds, as much as things are hard and crazy, there's always hope. In fact, there's a ton of hope. Are not every single time somebody is doing is blackpilling. So, but listen, I was duped by see hope, man. God bless you. We're just not going to see eye to eye. None of that stuff's happening. Not even a little bit of it. But you know what? I used to believe in the massive theological psyop also that the world was going to go to hell first. So, but thankfully God set me free from that. And if you want to learn more, you can go through my Bible study. It's in a playlist, and you can learn how I break down the entire way to actually understand the Bible. As a Bible believing Christian, I lead you through it. And it changed my life when God opened my eyes to something that everything you just said was created in the 1800s, believe it or not. So, Toe Cramp with the memberships, brother. Thank you so much. 5 memberships. Thank you for memberships. The YouTube memberships, guys. If you just became a YouTube membership, you now have access to every members live on the channel. So that is awesome. Love it. Agenda 2030. You're right. That's World Economic Forum, straight out City of London. Vance has nothing to do with it. Okay, you guys ready? We got to move on. Speaking of grifters, we're going to talk about some grifters right now in this next segment. We're going to get into it because there is a major psyop going on right now. Well, the good news is this one's already being undone pretty quickly because it's so easy to overturn. But let's look at it. I am a born again Christian hope evangelical. Well, no, I'm not. I want to consider myself evangelical. I'm a Bible believing Christian. No Mormon, no nothing, no other scriptures, only the Bible. And I've studied the founding church fathers as well, right after Jesus and the apostles, to see what they believe, because they were closer to it than me. And through 25 years of hardcore Bible study, traveling to Israel, reading the Greek and Hebrew, I have found out that there's a lot we believe in the West that's simply not biblical. It's how we've interpreted the Bible incorrectly. But I believe the Bible's the Word of God, and I believe Jesus is the only way to the Father. So that's that. But I don't identify with any denomination, because I believe denominations are another psyop to get us to all fight each other. I don't like it. Okay, let's get into it. This is hilarious. Thank you, Quartering. Candidards trying to decide if the bullet fragmented so bad it was not easily matched to Tyler Robinson's rifle clickbait is fact, or if pushing the no exit wound conspiracy is more important. This is hilarious. So, well, we got to cover this because after I did my segment on this last night, I got tons of people who came out and were like, dude, you don't understand how bullets work. I'm a military man, and I'll tell you right now, you don't understand. Charlie couldn't have died like that. Listen, I said last night, I think that Charlie died as a larger part of a broader conspiracy. I 100% believe that. I believe there are tons of questions about Charlie Kirk's death. I do not think we have the full story. But do I also think Tyler Robinson was a part of it? 1,000% yes. I think the evidence is overwhelming. Do I think Charlie was shot in the neck? Yes. And anyways, we're going to go through it real quick because this is spreading right now like wildfire, and people like Candace Owens are doing little victory laps as if they prove something. Well, unfortunately, more and more you look into it, the quicker it falls apart. So let's go through the grifter news of the day. We're going to hit this, and then I got some Alex Jones stuff to show you too before we get on to the next segment. But Quartering reports everyone talking about this misleading Daily Mail article lied and said the bullet didn't match Tyler Robinson's gun. Real bombshell here is that ballistics experts confirmed the bullet fragmented so badly they couldn't identify it. Exit wound conspiracy debunked. The exit wound conspiracy being that if it had been a 30-06, it would have just flown right through him and it couldn't have stopped. Well, fortunately, that's just not true, even though it's more likely, but it's also not 100% all the time true. Phoenix Ammunition, again, I bring this guy up. He is an ammo supplier and expert. You don't get more expert than this. says if you think a bullet jacket fragment is enough to positively identify or rule out a particular firearm used in a shooting, you are announcing to the world your incredibly low IQ and you received all of your education on ballistic science by watching reruns of CSI Las Vegas, or, as I like to say, The Dark Knight. Remember that awesome Dark Knight scene in where he takes the bullet out of the wall and a computer pieces it together? Oh, man, it's so cool. Anyways, but this ain't Batman, people. This ain't Batman. It's exactly what I expect from people who watch Candace Owens' daytime podcast aimed at the same time of audience. He goes on. If the FBI, ATF, had recovered a completely intact bullet with all the lands and grooves perfectly visible, those retards would be saying there's no way a bullet would survive so perfectly preserved like that. It must have been planted. This is 100% true. Can't win with them, which is why they stake out positions like this. Say it's the only way to continue their grift. All true. This guy knows it. He can see it, man. He can see it. He's literally standing in an ammunition factory he built from scratch. All right, but here's the best part. Here is Candace Owens' own words from just a few months ago, folks.
Now, regarding the bullets, the source says that it was too fragmented to match Tyler's rifle.
Wait, what? What was that, Candace? Because you just dunked on everybody that the bullet doesn't prove Tyler Robinson, but that it's not too fragmented. But wait, what?
Now, regarding the bullets, the source says that it was too fragmented to match Tyler's rifle.
Ah, Candace hoped you'd forgotten. So sad. She hoped you forgot. She hoped you forgot that she's a liar. That all she does is lie. She makes up stuff. She hopes you forget. It never comes to fruition. Remember the 9/11 attack that was supposed to happen in December? Where'd that go? Remember when the French had her hiding out and then she appeared suddenly at Dollywood, happy as a clam on vacation for Thanksgiving? Oh, we remember, Candace. Remember the Egyptian planes that turned out to be nonsense? Remember the flight trajectory that led right back to her lawyer's office in New Jersey? Yeah, Candace, we got the receipts, and your grift is insane. Everything you say is a lie, or at least lie adjacent, because you're using the context wrong. And it just continues. But this bullet thing is just falling crazy out of control. It's spiraling bad. And Nick Fuentes, to his credit, even he's smart enough not to fall for it.
Evidence is released in court case showing the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk doesn't match the rifling of the alleged weapon. You probably haven't seen this yet. What's your opinion?
Yeah, they just fucking lied, dipshit. It was in the Daily Mail. Literally in the tabloids. They said the bullet doesn't match. In the headline, if you read the lead, they said the bullet could not be identified with certainty.
True.
Those are two different things. The bullet didn't match. Aha! The Illuminati planted the wrong gun. Whoops! The gun they planted on the land owned by Palantir was the wrong gun. For
I gotta tell you guys, if Nick Fuentes is calling out Candace, you know it's got to be complete nonsense. So, but they're trying. It's the grifters, man. They're out in full force. But again, if they disagree, you know it's going bad for them, and it is going really bad for them, because we've proven with the Iran war, when they went all hands on deck, all assets deployed, this is our time to stop Trump. This is what they did. And listen, I don't want to hear anybody coming at me like, oh, you support TPUSA. That has nothing to do with any of this. Okay? I don't care. I don't care. All right? I have nothing. I don't watch TPUSA. I'm not supporting them, anything like that. I don't care. Do I think Erica Kirk killed him? No, I think that's nonsense. But if I see other evidence that actually is true, that actually has anything to it, then maybe I'll start believing it. I haven't seen any evidence, and I research more than almost all of you. I do it. This is what I do. I'm telling you. But what I care about is causing far more damage is these grifter types who are trying to steal and destroy MAGA from within and pull us off in different directions. But they're failing. And they know they're failing. And that's why some of them are starting to turn on each other, because they went all out and it didn't change anything for Trump. MAGA is still strong. And the only people watching these people are the ones who want to believe it's all true, who are like desperate to believe that there's a conspiracy in MAGA because they're so black-pilled that they can't hope, they can't dare to hope that somebody's actually getting something done. It's always going to be a black pill, whether it's Obama, Hillary, Trump. They're not doing it. They're actually one of them. Once you've gone to that point where you've lost all hope, you're just no value. You can't help anything going on in the world because you have no solutions. Get over it. And that's what the grifters are doing. They're feeding that. And that's what's giving them views. And they're laughing all the way to the bank because what they feed off of is chaos. They will always turn against whoever's in power. They'll always call out whoever's in power. And they are doing it by design. There's a reason all these people came up out of nowhere. None of them made it this way organically. None of them built themselves up organically. Out of the grifters, there's other ones who have, but they're legit. I mean, if you pulled yourself up and did it organically, much more likely you're the real deal. But people like Fuentes who popped up out of nowhere, people like Candace who've just ridden every gravy train that's ever come her way, people like Ian Carroll who just went from 0 to 100 overnight, went from 20 followers on TikTok and in 2 years is on Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson. Get the heck out of here. That just doesn't happen. Pizza dude, no, you can't find out what his past is. Yeah, they're plants. They're plants. And they're doing this on purpose and they're everywhere. But thankfully, most people are just brushing them off. And that's really good news. Also good news is prosecution for all this going on. Tyler Robinson's parents and his romantic partner are about to testify against him. I'm sorry, but usually when you have an innocent person being framed, you don't get their parents to come testify against them. I can't think of ever seeing that happen. But anyways, the grift goes on. And now let's look at Alex Jones, who's just at this point gone full on anti-Trump. And there's a reason for it. He's been triggered. It's all assets deployed. I'm waiting in the next few months. I have a feeling we're going to have the Alex comes back. Oh, Trump, he finally started thinking for himself again. He got rid of those bad consultants. And look, he's back on. We're winning. We're doing it. Watch. It'll happen. But in the meantime, he is going personal.
When your ankles swell up 3 times the size they were before, that means heart failure. And he does look sick. And he does babble and, sound like the brain's not doing too hot.
Does Trump look sick to you guys? Trump looks pretty freaking good for an 80-year-old man. I don't know. I've seen a lot of sick 80-year-olds. It's not him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. Alex posted this today. Sadly, the Trump we all knew and loved no longer exists, as he drinks his 17th Coors Light of the night. Alex Jones in a heartfelt message. Well, you know what's so funny about this? This is his account. He wrote this himself, or at least he had somebody post it on his account, which makes it look like he did. Alex Jones in a heartfelt message talks about the way forward. Now it's extremely clear. President Trump has a serious cognitive problem or has been seriously compromised. Are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. This is so stupid. Oh my God. But listen, guys, this is the desperation. They're going all out. They're going all out because they know they're losing. You don't deploy all assets until you're losing really, really badly. All these guys, CIA ties, Alex's own papa. Alex, again, why is he doing it? Maybe he needs the money. He just needs to keep that audience terrified. It's a whole doom and gloom, blackpilling, get that audience, get them scared. That's why every night is World War III. I mean World War IV, or I mean World War III. I can't remember. When you go back and forth like that, it's crazy. It's just insanity. And Alex is crashing out. But this, guys, this is by far the most outrageous direct attack he's ever done on Trump. That tells me he's really crashing out. It must be bad. And for him to be fully deployed like that. And what's about to happen? Iran's about to fall. City of London is about to lose its last major financial hold. The last little golden goose is about to go bye-bye. It's getting bad. It's getting real bad for them. And this is how much they matter. Tucker Carlson, who's supposed to be the new guy challenging MAGA in 2028, the true America First candidate, would crush him. Rich Barris. Oh, Tucker would kill it. Really? 24% of Americans have a favorable view of Tucker Carlson. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I told you, I did a video not too long ago about how Tucker was, he was ruining his career and how it's impossible for him to become the nominee. And the reason it's impossible is, because he is, he could never get through the primary because he betrayed MAGA, and MAGA is the base. MAGA is 65-70% of the Republican Party now. You can't win a primary if you turn against him. And this tells me Tucker he killed his golden goose, which MAGA loved him. We fully embraced him. I fully embraced him. He did so much good for two and a half years there. He had me duped. That was one of the 3% I fell for. Tucker had me all in. And the reason why is because he was so close to Trump, and it looked like Trump trusted him. And maybe Trump did. I don't know. He didn't trust him enough to give him a role in the administration, but he trusted him enough to let him speak at the RNC, to let him be seen with them multiple times in public, let him have free access to the White House, which is now revoked. So, he had me duped. Only 21% believe he represents the future of the Republican Party. 39% believe he represents a dangerous future. 40% unsure. Somebody asked me if I have a better source than the Daily Mail. Listen, guys, the Daily Mail doesn't take these polls. This is a partner, jail partners poll, and Daily Mail just sponsored it. So, and I'll be honest, Daily Mail is they're like the New York Post. Okay. They do the headlines, they go all out, they get your attention, and a lot of it is cheesy, borderline lies like the Tyler Robinson gun one. But at the same time, they also report a lot of stuff that other outlets won't carry, just like New York Post does. So not everything from the Daily Mail is bad, just FYI. Now, Cerno, and this is what I told you guys was coming. Well, here's the first one. The first one is doing it. I told you they'd be running back to Trump as soon as they realized their grift was failing. Well, they went all out on Iran, and it bit them hard. And a lot of these guys have lost support. A lot of them have lost several viewers, reposts, people blocking them. It's been going downhill for the grifters. And Cerno is the first to fall with this post today. Trump's term is an 8 out of 10 if you're high information, been around the block a few times. This is him complimenting Trump. 8 out of 10 is huge compared to what the grifters are saying. 4 out of 10 if you're not. Well, that's every grifter out there lately. Actually saying 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10. Listen, if you understand the degree of difficulty Trump's doing and what he's actually accomplished in this first 14 months, it's a 10 out of 10. It's worst. It's a 9.75 because maybe a couple communications they screwed up. They didn't handle every public statement the best. But when you consider what Trump has accomplished in the first 14 months, more than most presidents accomplished in 2 terms, 14 months, the strides we've made, our eyes have been open to, it's 9.75, 10 out of 10. But for Cerno to even say it's an 8 out of 10 after he was dogging on Trump so much the last few months, this is the grifters coming back saying, oh my God, we chased out all of our people. We chased him out. It's coming back. I told you guys this was coming. And it's just started. And you can tell it's getting bad because Alexander Dugin, who is one of their ringmasters, is coming out. He's going to another level. The other day he called the Muslims of the world to unite and fight against America, and today Those who supported Trump were right, good, and moral. Those who still support him are now evil, dumb, and perverted. Get your grammar straight, Doogie. It just shows you guys we're in the information war, and the PSYOP went to 11, went to 15 as soon as Trump went after Iran. And right now, there's two camps in the grifter world. There's the ones trying to preserve themselves for the future, which we just saw from Cernovich, maybe even Nick Fuentes calling out Candace. And then there's the ones who are going to dig in their heels and go down with a burning ship. And that's what he just put out there, because this guy controls a lot of strings. By him doing this, he's telling them, keep pushing, keep going. We got to go harder. So we're going to watch. And I have a theory that in the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to see a lot of these grifting types. Their views, their support's going to go way down because people are waking up. There's just no support for them. The lies are catching up, and people are tired. Even the people who don't completely think they're all lying are tired of them not providing the receipts. They're tired of it not leading to anything. I know people who still believe in Candace, but they're frustrated with her. I'm like, I can't believe you still believe anything that comes out of Candace's mouth, but obviously you haven't done the work to watch her timeline. But it's fine. Okay, whatever. Not everybody has not everybody's insane like I am, and just loves to research and deep dive stuff all the stinking time. I started doing this in politics when I was 17 years old. That was 25 years ago. It'll be 26 by the end of this year. I have been doing this like crazy. I am addicted to this stuff. I'm crazy. But because I'm crazy, I'm really good at this, what I'm doing right now. It is what it is. But most people don't do that. Most of you have more peaceful lives, and you tune into me to tell you what's going on, and that's great. You know, I kind of wish I had that. I wish I could enjoy other things more. But sometimes this is the game for me. My favorite Netflix movie is exposing and deep diving and finding all the crap on seeing what's really going on in the world and who's trying to make it happen. So they're in trouble, and it's pretty clear now because they're showing us exactly who they are. They can't hold it back anymore. Alex, I mean, come on, Alex.
When your ankles...
This is pathetic. The heartfelt message. All right, Alex. Well, on that note, we're just going to have to say goodbye. All right, guys. Got another segment coming up here in a minute, but let's take a break for a second. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you love being awakened to the grifters and you can't believe what you've been seeing, but now you easily see it, hit that like, hit the subscribe. Think about joining. Get in the description, get a free month. Would love to have you. Let me look in the chat and catch what I can from, these lives are getting bigger and bigger, and it's harder to see the chat. So I am sorry, guys, if I missed something awesome. I am doing my best. It's changed a lot since when I had 50 to 70 people in here and I could see everything, but just can't watch it all anymore. But if you guys had something you really want to hit me up with, whether it's a question or a comment, feel free to write it again, and I'll do my best to catch up. Okay. So, and then if you really want, I'm not asking for your money, but if you want to be guaranteed you really got something, you can always send a super chat, and I will always get every super chat. Okay. So, all right, let's see what we have here. Starseed, time travel interviews, mostly all fake. Yeah, I don't think time travel is possible. I'm sorry. I do think it's possible to have prophetic insight into perhaps the future, but that's different. Okay, that's tapping into what God is showing you versus man control. I also think it's possible to do an incredible amount, like have supercomputers that can run simulations that can give you a semi-accurate idea of what's coming. But the amount of information I have to be able to carry and process is insane in order to do that on a ground scale. So Let's see here. Who's allowed? What's this? What are we talking about? Nothing awesome in the chat? No. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to move on then. I am gonna scroll just one more minute. I thought I saw somebody ask me something, and I want to make sure I catch it. Let's see. Freenet been keeping my attention. Tesla says Candace lost the plot several years ago when she started podcasting dating advice. Her dating advice. You know what she did? She met a allegedly gay man from the UK online. They talked for 17 days, decided to get married, and maybe they didn't meet online. I might have that part wrong. They might have met at a party. Excuse me if I got that wrong. 17 days later, engaged, got married. He's worth $250 million. Sounds like a sugar daddy to me. Sounds like a setup to me. But, you know, that's Candace Owens' dating advice right there. So good times there. All right, Freenets with the $5 super chat says Anton Chaikin's 94 lecture with Q&A 2.5 hours long. Okay, I'm going to try to make time to YouTube it tomorrow while I'm working. All right. So thank you, Freenets, for that. And thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. What do I think the AI data centers are? They're for AI. They're not for surveillance. They might have been, but I'm telling you right now, Trump is turning the technocrats to use technology for good. You know, technology can be used for good as well. People who think technology is only bad all the time are crazy. Do you realize we wouldn't even be having any revolution? You wouldn't even be able to deep dive any of this stuff. We didn't have the internet. Well, 20 years ago, everybody was saying the internet was the thing that was going to usher in the end of the world. Now they're saying it about AI. No, technology is a tool. It's neither good nor bad. It can be used for whatever. And the data centers are for AI. And I hate to tell you this, but AI is massively going to be impacting our future for the next, I don't know, 100 years, 200 years. You're not getting away from it. So they are needed. And, you know, if they were going to be used for surveillance, okay, but I don't believe that'll happen anymore. For one thing, even you talking about it, it makes it very difficult to make it happen. So just saying, you know, you got to think broader than always being scared and dooming about everything. They said that 5G was going to kill us all. That was going to send nanobots into us, or it was going to activate viruses in all of us. And maybe it did for a little bit. I don't know. But I can tell you this. Everybody believes one of either two things about 5G. Either that just didn't happen, or that Trump stopped it and was able to just use 5G for good purposes. If he was able to do that with 5G, he could do that with data centers. So one way or the other, I'm just not worried about it. I'll be 100% honest about that. Okay. So let's see. Slavic, what? Oh, psychic ability. Interesting. I'm not going to that down that road. I don't want to talk. We're not going down there. Listen, this is not a super crazy deep dive conspiracy channel. I do address conspiracy theories. I do look into many of them, but I also believe a lot of them are psyops because there are a lot of real conspiracies that are important to break down, to understand, and to see where we're at, and to win. A lot of conspiracies. City of London, major conspiracy, one I subscribe to fully because the evidence is overwhelming. But there's a lot of other conspiracies they throw out there to everybody who caught on to the ones that are real to keep going and make you sound crazy so that the other conspiracy theories, nobody listens to you. And that's true. We've seen CIA documents on it. So I'm just saying, like, there comes a point where you have to stop and you have to wonder how much evidence is actually here and how much is just speculation and hearsay. And when it gets to that point, it's probably not real. Just wait. We're going to get to the point. They're going to bring out aliens. And I'm telling you right now, there are no aliens from other planets. What there are is demons, which are technically aliens from another dimension. And we're going to see that play out. And I know that because, I'm a Bible-believing Christian, and not once has anything I believe biblically ever been proven wrong. I can back it all up. So, and I've seen it. I've seen God exist. I have a relationship with him. He guides me, and he's never steered me wrong. So I have that backing me up with history, facts, my own experience, and nobody will ever convince me otherwise. So, and because of that, I just can't believe, I would have to see in the flesh, face to face, an alien from another planet in order to even believe it's possible. So, Frunez with the $2 super chat says, low-key worried about CCP spies, the Trofu dregs. I mean, there's definitely CCP spies, but I think there's a lot of them being, weeded out. All we can do, guys, is do the best we can with our own lives. There are some things out of our control. And the best thing we can do about those things out of our control, if we want to get involved, research, do the work, and spread the word. You can do that. But if it's out of control otherwise, there's no point in worrying about it. You just carry on the best of your life, do what you can control. Who you vote for, who you pitched to. Do what I do. Start a show. Talk about stuff you believe is important. Figure out what you can control and do it. But if you can't control it and you're not going to control it, don't worry about it. Well, we got to trust, ultimately God's in control, guys. And I don't mean he's controlling everything, because he's not. He gave us the world. He gave the earth to man, as the Bible says. But he also is king. And he's, biblically it says he's making all things new. Biblically it says the spread of his government will have no end in Isaiah. Biblically, Jesus said, we are the yeast working through the whole dough. In other words, guys, God is working through the world even as we speak, making it better, not worse, through the spread of his people. And that's just a fact. That's Bible right there. And so I don't worry about it. I just focus on what I can control. And I know that ultimately God wins, which means ultimately we win. So I don't stress about this stuff. I get mad. I get upset. I get frustrated. But I never worry about the future. I just don't. I might worry about the immediate future for myself sometimes. But in the broad scheme of things, I just don't worry. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. God knows. And that, my friends, is in the Bible. And again, going back to my rule about blackpilling, blackpilling is not hopeful. And we're commanded to hope. In fact, we can't be beings of light. We can't be beings, we can't be looking through the lens of discernment with Jesus if we don't have hope. If anything, if you look at any part of your life or in the world and you don't have hope for it, you're believing a lie. That's biblical. I'm sorry. That just is. Everything God ever had to show us was filled with hope. And there was always hope in every situation. So that's an important thing to remember. And it's how we need to look through the lens of everything. Okay. And that's one of the ways I navigate, and it's what helps me be correct so often, because as soon as I see hopelessness, I know it's a lie. Even if there's facts that are true in it, the context is a lie. And so that's just important to remember at all times. I did see Alberta's close to leaving. That is awesome. That's awesome. So very excited to see what Alberta could do. Moody, you might finally be free. all you people might finally be free up in Canada. Okay, next segment. We got to keep moving. I still got more to do. All right. We have to talk about Iran because it's only the most important thing going on in the world right now. So let's break through. Justamino says, think the algo brought him here because of Promethean. Awesome. I hope so. Promethean action is amazing. Okay, let's do this. Okay, Trump this morning. If this doesn't tell you what Trump's actually using this war for, I mean the what they're telling us they're using it for is part of it. Don't get me wrong, but there's so much more, and it's breaking it's breaking the yoke and the control of City of London, the globalists, and here it is right here. All those countries that can't get jet fuel because of the Strait of Hormuz, like the UK, which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, I have a suggestion for you. You notice how he called out UK first? Once you see it, you can't unsee it, folks. Number one, buy from the U.S. We have plenty. Number two, build up some delayed courage. What an insult. Go to the strait and just take it. You have to start learning how to fight for yourself. The USA won't be there to help you anymore, just like you weren't there for us. Iran has been essentially decimated. Hard part's done. Go get your own oil. Man, that's just baller. Again, he just flopped him out on the table. Start learning to fight for yourself. The USA won't. He doesn't say maybe won't. He doesn't say might not be. He says the USA won't be there to help you anymore. Trump just put it out there. We're done. We're done playing these games. We're done. We're done pretending we're close to you guys. We're done pretending you guys get to run the world and we'll just be your puppets. We're done. Trump just declared freedom. He just declared freedom. And how incredible is that? He used Iran, because now who's going to argue with Trump about this? If he'd said this before, oh, we're done with NATO, people are like, well, why would you be done with NATO? They're important. They protect us. They protect us against Russia. There's our allies. Nope. He used Iran amidst all the other missions to show the world how useless NATO was and how they would not be on our side. And he goes a step further, now calls out France. Country of France wouldn't let planes head to Israel, load up with military supplies, fly over French territory. France has been very unhelpful with respect to the butcher of Iran, who's been successfully eliminated. The USA will remember. Well, guys, UK and France are basically the two biggest, longest running empires of Europe. Okay, you could throw Germany in there too. Russia's its own thing, even though it's technically European too. But we all know Russia's its own thing. Out of the EU, the longest standing, oldest empires with the most history are France and UK for being powerful empires, and Trump just put them both on blast today. But obviously, the biggest one was the UK. Meanwhile, the Middle East is just getting closer and closer to us. If you guys are like me, which most of you are, because even if you're a lot older than me, the Middle East has always been a mess, and it's always been pretty rocky, our relationship with them. But they just keep embracing us more and more. And here's the UAE saying the country was actively reviewing how it could play a military role in securing the strait, including efforts to help clear it of mines and other support services. Dude, the UAE and Saudi Arabia and someone else is going to step up and take over the Strait of Hormuz, and we're going to be fine with that because we can trust these people. These are people who just, yes, they're Muslim, yes, they're Islamic, but man, they just care about money. They just want to run business. And listen, they don't want to fight us, but this is awesome because we want the Middle East to rise up and do this much more than Europe. While UK is dragging its feet, while City of London's dragging its feet because they don't want to support this war because it's actually hurting them most of all, and they know it. Trump just was like, here, you guys can have the straight back, and look who's jumping in instead. I love it, and I hope we see this go through. Also, all the doomers out there, oh, Trump is killing us, Strait of Hormuz, he's lying to us. Well, look at the activity, Strait of Hormuz, how much it's picking up. All the trackers, they're all gearing up. More and more, getting bolder, passing through. It's going to keep happening. The Strait of Hormuz is basically open now. We've had a lot more ships passing through. Everybody's talking about all these doomsday scenarios about the economy. Guys, we set the economy back 4 weeks. I don't think it's going to have that much trouble bouncing back, especially not in the U.S. because we're insulated. But for the world, all this doomers, man. Ann Vandersteel out there 3 weeks ago. I spoke to a man today and he said tomorrow the world runs out of jet fuel and in a week it runs out of helium. Bah, bah, bah. The Died Suddenly page. We talked to our super secret, super duper source who's never been wrong before. And he said that Iran has super duper secret missiles. They're waiting to unleash them. And it's going to be hell to pay. This is the craziest stuff, man. And again, how did I know? How did I know? Everybody all together say it. Black pilling is bad. Black pilling is the red flag. The black pillars are always wrong. Even if they're not wrong factually, they're wrong contextually. And you can just smell it. You can smell it. Things are shifting quick. Today, Iran's new president, Pezeshkian, says Iran's ready to end the war with the U.S. but wants guarantees. U.S. stocks surged. Yeah, the Dow was up 1,100 points today. That's crazy. They're starting to come out with it, though. Say we're ready. This is the tell. Once they start even saying this stuff, guys, it's over. You realize that? This means we won. Now they're just... The fact they're even offering to an ending at all means we won. Now it's just details. It's just details. You know why? Because of this. Listen to this.
פזשקיאן ביקש להיות מעורב במשא ומתן עם האמריקאים וטען.
I'm sorry. Don't listen to it. Read it. Because nobody's going to understand this.
עבאס ארקצ'י הוא שר החוץ שאני בחרתי. הסיכוי היחיד שלנו לשרוד הוא הסכם מהיר עם האמריקנים. כדי ש...
Do you see what he said? Our only chance to survive is a quick deal with the Americans.
הכלכלה תנצל מהתמוטטות מוחלטת.
So the economy will be saved from complete collapse. 3 weeks, guys. They are at 3 weeks until their entire economy collapses. And somehow we're losing? This is from Iran, man. And you wonder why he came out today and said we're ready to deal. 3 weeks. Trump knew, man. He knew this whole time. He's been telling us the truth this whole time. And all the grifters have a lot of egg on their face. Actually, I hope it's something a lot stinkier than egg. They're looking terrible right now. This is going to go down. Once this is done, this is going to go down as one of the greatest military offensive in history. We just took out the number 3 big bad in the world. China 1, Russia 2, Iran 3. We were all told it was impossible. We were all told you could never do it. It'd start World War III. And Trump's about to end them in less than 2 months. I don't know. I voted for that. I'll tell you that. This is the baddest, most awesome thing I've ever seen militarily. It is just awe-inspiring. If you back out and you take everything out, like, you know, I'm sorry you paid extra on your gas prices this month. I did too. That sucks. Okay? It does. It's temporary pain, long-term gain. That's my belief. But it does suck. Take your eyes off that. Take your eyes off the fact that, like, fears of getting stuck again, having flashbacks to Iraq and Afghanistan. Take that away for a second and just step back and look at what we just did. It's awesome. It's incredible. We just brought Iran, the big bad, to its knees in less than 2 months. And wait to see what happens when this is all done. Because I'm telling you, just like I told you last night, the cleanup of this is going to be unbelievable. We're going to see way lower gas prices. City of London, this is their last major stronghold that was actually producing anything for them. Gone. Their control over shipping, gone. Their control over oil markets, gone. Iran might actually be free after this. We'll see. I think they might still have to have their own revolution down the road, but, you know, I think it'll eventually happen if it doesn't happen soon, based on how much they've been defanged. The Middle East is going to completely stabilize. They're not going to allow them to keep funding terrorists. So Israel is not going to have enemies after this, guys. Everybody's like, we got to deal with Israel. We got to do this stuff. Do we? This might have been dealing with Israel. Just take Iran off the board, the terrorists off the board. No more Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis. Goodbye. Who's Israel going to fight now? Who are they going to convince us? Everybody else they come out with now are going to be like, dude, you don't need us for that. That's a little thing. Unless they're just going to go pick wars with allies. But I got to tell you guys, that's not something Israel does. For all the crap they get, and they deserve it. Israel's done terrible things. They've been a puppet of City of London many, many, many times. Netanyahu is definitely a warmonger. I'm not supporting Israel, but I'm also not, they're not the big bad. They're not the world runner. They don't run the world. That's retarded. If anybody thinks that, it's retarded. They've been around for 80 years. They're smaller than New Jersey. They can't control the world. They were created by City of London. Do the math. You want to clean up Israel? You take away all their enemies, wipe the board clean, say, you guys got nobody else to fight. And then you break City of London. And all of a sudden, Israel's dealt with. And now it's going to be a whole different relation with Israel. Amazing stuff. All this coming out of this is just amazing. It's all amazing what we're seeing. Tom Luongo gets to do I Tell You So, and I love it, and I'm going to read it because he's right on. I tried to tell everyone for weeks this was a year to liberate the Iranian people and its government from the crazy British assets known as the Shia clerics and IRGC. Trump's strategy left them prepared for the wrong war, which left the IRGC blind and toothless within days. This war entered the negotiation stage with the weak civilian government very early, and that was all that was needed was time to complete the hard target elimination, set terms, which made them look like rational actors who chose life, not suicide. Those coping with this keep clinging to the idea the U.S. lost because it didn't fight the war the experts decided was a war they needed to fight. And also, they all decided they weren't ever going to support Trump no matter what. The bargaining stage of grief begins today. Depression, extreme loss of faith begins in about a week. Just wait. Wait till the end of April. Wait till the end of April. None of this is going to be remembered. We're just going to be winning. We're just going to be winning. Let's keep going. Trump today. I'll play it. We haven't listened to Trump for a while because Alex Jones says he's so sickly and his mind is gone. We better watch him because he might be gone soon because Alex Jones might be right.
The people understand it. We'll be leaving very soon. And if France or some other country wants to get oil or gas, they'll go up through the Strait and Hormuz Strait. They'll go right up there and they'll be able to fend for themselves. I think it'll be very safe, actually, but we have nothing to do with that. What happens to the Strait, we're not going to have anything to do with because these countries, China.
We're not going to have anything to do with the Strait. So he looks pretty good to me. But 2 to 3 weeks, he says, we'll leave. Trump's already been getting this out there. He's planning it. He's setting the seeds. It's like, lay the seeds in and like let them filter out, let people get used to the idea that we don't need to clear out the Strait of Hormuz, others come in. Trump's been doing the art of the deal this entire last 3 weeks. And it's been brilliant to watch. And if you understand Trump, you could see it the whole time. Big ask, and he's going to come back down and he's going to end up getting exactly what he wanted the whole time. And the Iranians are already just basically begging him to do it. I mean, does this guy look scared to you? Does this guy look worried? Listen to this.
Apple. With what? What did they threaten him with? BB guns? Or
well, that's
they don't have much left to threaten.
My question for you is, are you...
I don't know. I mean, what are they... You made a statement. What did they threaten him with? I don't know. Tell me, how did they threaten him?
Well, all I know is that they threatened him, sir.
What does that mean?
Fair enough.
He said something nasty.
Is the government in touch with these companies? Are you helping to backstop them?
You don't even know what the threat was. What was the threat? I haven't heard it. What was the threat? Did they say they're going to blow him up? They're going to hit him. They're not. You know what they're not going to do? They're not going to hit him with a nuclear weapon. Yeah.
Apple.
Are they going to use BB guns? Trump's the best. I know it's a little quiet, guys. Sorry, I can't control the volume on these clips from X. You made a statement what they threatened them with. Where did he say it? What did they threaten them with? BB guns? Just hilarious. Hilarious. I love it. So can't wait to see how this goes. But it's coming together, guys. It's coming together. And tomorrow, Trump's given a primetime address, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Says it's important from Carolyn Levitt. He's addressing the nation. So you better believe we'll be ready to cover it here. I have a feeling Trump's going to drop something big. Maybe it's a final deal. Maybe it's the announcement we're getting out. Maybe he escalates. Maybe he surprises us all and just is like, we're taking Karg and, SEAL Team 6 just got all their uranium in a secret mission. I don't know. But I can tell you Trump he does not address the nation unless there's something big. He really doesn't. He did do that one time where we all thought something big was coming and he just went through all of his accomplishments. But looking back, there was a reason for that too. It just wasn't what we all thought it was going to be. But anyways, I'm excited for this. And if he comes out tomorrow and announces victory and we're out and we got all this stuff. Now, there is an aircraft carrier headed over there right now. We'll see. But I'll tell you one thing. Even if there's an escalation, it's not going to be an invasion. We might take Karg, but I don't think we're there anymore. I really don't. It looks to me like the Iranians are ready to deal, and if he gets to announce that, that'll be massive. But one way or the other, folks, I just want to say, like, this is over. I mean, when they're doing this, you know it's over. So Iran, I cannot wait to see how this all plays out. But if we were worried about this, there's just nothing to worry about from Iran anymore. I think it's pretty clear they're thoroughly defeated. So to all the doubters, you can take that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, guys. I got another segment coming up after this. It'll be a shorter one, but a major one. So we'll talk about that in a second. But if you enjoy what you're watching, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you guys for the support. If you really want to become a part of this community and get access to more of this all the time and get into the Discord chat where you can become an actual part of the community and really get to know each other, please consider joining the membership. You can get into the description right now or the pinned post over on X on my profile. Get a free month Discord, all the members' lives. You can go back and watch them. Deep dives on City of London, deep dive on spiritual warfare, done some business classes, all kinds of fun stuff in the members' lives. And but you'll have full access to that for free for a month. And we'd love to have you in the Discord and get to know you. We're in there all the time. I'm in there all the time. So would love to get to know you and talk to you. So let's see. I did see a couple super chats come through. I want to make sure I acknowledge them. Sorry, guys. I was talking when they happened. I didn't want to stop. But David J with the $10 says, what are all the black pillars like Alex Jones going to say when our economy's booming, our manufacturing's back, and a new golden age of American empire is born? I love that, David. Listen, they will come up with something. They will come up with Alex especially will be something like, Trump, I heard that some of his people listened to me. And we got on good authority that it got up to Trump that we noticed there were some bad eggs in there, and Trump woke up, because Trump's a smart guy, and I heard his health was recovering, and I just thank God for that because I prayed for it. And, but yeah, Trump, and look what happened. Look what happened when Trump started listening to the people. We're just winning so big. That's what Alex will do. Probably those exact words. Trish Cole with the $20 donation. Thank you so much, Trish, for your support to the channel. So appreciate you guys and your support. You guys are the best. It is my dream that one day I could do all of this for full time, and would just love to be able to create more content. And, maybe someday in a year or two we'll be there. But for now, I'm very grateful to all the stuff because I do this in my free time after the wife and kids been, they're happy or in bed, and I worked my full-time job. So every little bit helps. And thank you guys for that. Oh my gosh, we got the typical comment. Can you tell me one accomplishment Trump has made? Oh my God. I don't even have time for that. I could tell you 100. Actually, you could go back and watch my video from last freaking May where I did the first 100 days of Trump, and I spelled out literally dozens of accomplishments last May. And since then, we've had the one big beautiful bill. We've had Venezuela. It goes on and on and on. Deregulations like crazy. So I don't have time to go into all Trump's accomplishments. I would have to do an entire show just to cover what he did in the first 14 months. So obviously, you just proved to me you don't pay attention, and I cannot trust anything else you have a take on. Anytime somebody says Trump hasn't accomplished anything, I know immediately you don't know anything you're talking about when it comes to politics. And I'm sorry to say that. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm sorry that's a huge tell, because Trump's accomplished more in 14 months than most presidents do in 2 terms. That's just dozens of receipts. So Anyways, but you can go back and watch some of my shows because I've already covered it. Because that's what I do, guys. I cover it 4 to 5 times live a week for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And listen, I do the work. You guys can see it. You guys see it right here on the screen. I provide the receipts for everything I say, everything. And it's just, it's always going to be that way. But I cover so much. Yeah, you have to watch a lot of my shows to get the receipts for everything. Everybody in the chat who's been watching a long time will completely agree with that. All right, looking at the poll from earlier, man, this is close. But with 193 votes, J.D. Vance won the poll with 53% to 47 against Marco Rubio. That is awesome. Wow, it was close. I knew it was going to be close. I gotta say, I actually thought Rubio might win, and I was going to be like, "That's cool. I'll be on the other side of it." But look, most people still on my side, so cool. But listen, I'd be just as happy. Like, I'm fine if Rubio runs too. But this chat is just 53% Vance, and I love that. That's awesome. It also tells you we're a bunch of free thinkers, so that's great. That is great. Oh, yeah, way too lazy to do research. If you think Trump hasn't accomplished anything, and if you think inflation was his fault, which was another thing in that comment, that's honestly, I'm sorry. I haven't said it tonight, but here we go. That's retarded. It's absolutely retarded thing to say, and it just tells me I can't trust somebody who talks like that. Just can't. So, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, deregulated like crazy. So, all right. Last chance to get some in before I go to my next segment, guys. So, because I know people are like, dude, you're stalling. Well, I'm not stalling. I want to get into the chat a little bit. I like the chat. So, Yarboy has a good comment here. I like JD, but he said he hasn't decided to run yet. Rubio's older and a bit wiser. Yeah, he might be. Rubio is a brilliant guy, and I think Rubio would support Vance, so I think he'd get that Rubio wisdom. But I agree with you. There is some to that. Rubio's fought more political wars. He's obviously run the State Department, but I actually think Rubio. I think Vance is a better just leader, a leader of men. And sometimes that's what you want in a president. You want like a Trump who's a leader of men and surrounds themselves with the brains, right? And not that Trump isn't smart. He's incredibly smart, but he's just not he's not in the weeds. Like, he put the best people around, like Scott Bessent or Rubio for State Department. And I think Vance would be similar. I think Vance more of a galvanizer. But that said, I think Rubio would be a wonderful president. I really do. So, but that was a good comment and very fair. And you're also right. He might raise his kids for a bit first, which is his right. He could come back when he's 50. So not a big deal. Talk about Alberta, Cuba, and Mexico. What am I supposed to talk about? They might all join America soon. Well, at least Cuba could be a territory soon. Alberta could be its own country, and Mexico, we're setting free from the cartels. So it'll be completely different. So there you go. I talked about them. Not much else to say for now, but very, very good stuff coming. Very good stuff. All right. You guys ready? Oh, Lockfeld says, Iran wins guarantees. Okay, make peace, or I guarantee the USA will set your society back 25 years. That's true. That's a good one. I think that's fair. All right, you guys ready? Let's get into it. My last important major section of the night. We got to talk about this. So let's talk about City of London. Okay. Let's talk about City of London, because this is what's really going on here. And those who know, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's everywhere. Even going back to Trump's post tonight, calling out the UK. It's everywhere once you see it. And Brian Cates put up this post today. He says, if you understand who Trump has been disengaging the U.S. for the past 14 months, you'll fully grasp what a delicious troll this is of the City of London conglomerate. He took their proxy regime down, Iran. Now he's encouraging them to go get their own oil. The playbook they've been running on the world for decades was to prop up the regime in Tehran, monetize it to control the movement of the world's energy, to tax the shit out of it via insurance and other methods. They're going to make far less profits now. The threat they created, shielded, bribed, armed, and protected is now gone, and their sick and vile protection racket's gone with it. Approve of Trump trolling them out of the transnational crime syndicate, and he's talking about this post right here. 100% right. 100% right. And interestingly enough, you cannot make up just how incredible the timing is of this. And that's this, that as Iran is falling, who's coming? The king and queen of the UK are visiting the United States April 27th to 30th. You cannot make that up. The timing on this is insane. Listen, I could be wrong on this because there's no evidence other than circumstantially. But guys, this looks like a surrender trip to me. City of London is crashing out. Trump just he's been slowly dismantling it. Well, then he just struck the final blow. As I told you guys, I truly believe Iran is the last major foreign entanglement Trump needs to get involved with, especially militarily. I think it's done after this. I think we're going to see peace for a long time militarily after Iran. But what he also did is broke City of London. And as this is happening, as they're negotiating, as it's about to finish up, as he just called out UK for Strait of Hormuz, what happens? The very same day we get the announcement the king and queen are coming. I mean, this is unbelievable. I'm sorry. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe I could be wrong. This could have been planned 10 months ago. I don't know. I doubt it. Charles could be coming for some other reason. I doubt it. But doesn't it look interesting? I would say it looks very interesting to me. And going back to an old Q post, which I know not all you guys agree or believe in the whole Q thing, and that's okay. You don't need to. I don't need you to. Okay? I have very different perspective on Q than most people have, but I definitely believe it was a real operation. But look at this. From this old Q post right here. How about a nice game of chess? Objective end, checkmate the king. Do you attack the king at the beginning? Do you attack and remove pawns first? Do you attack and remove bishops, rooks, knights next? Do you attack and remove queen mid to end? Is the game being played public or private? Do emotions affect critical thinking? Add important king control pieces. Eliminate rogue elements? ? And how do you set the stage board regarding public opinion optics at this time Q? And then you have this. Trump's post. Melania and I are pleased to announce that Their Majesties, King and Queen of the UK, will visit the U.S. for a historic state visit April 27th to 30th, include a beautiful banquet dinner at the White House on the evening of April 28th. This momentous occasion will be even more special this year as we commemorate the 250th anniversary of our great country. April 28th, drop 428, checkmate king. There could be a coincidence. Maybe somebody doctored this file. I don't know. I don't know them memorized all these posts. I can tell you that's very interesting to me. Very interesting. And if there's anything to this, again, you can't make up the timing. Iran is falling. We know it's directly connected to City of London. We have the receipts. Look at Lloyd's. It's right there. Look at the Khomeinis. Their empire, their real estate empire in London, all filtered through City of London's financial sector. This is crazy stuff, guys. And then it's all lining up, and then you get this. I just, damn. That's all you can say. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Pretty crazy. But let's look at this real quick. This is a very interesting breakdown, and I want to read this because it'll make you think. April 1st, tomorrow. Remember last year, April 1st, Liberation Day? And then Trump moved it to April 2nd because he was like, I don't want it to be April Fool's. But it was originally April 1st. That was Tariff Day. This year, April 1st. Tomorrow morning, Supreme Court, Trump's birthright case. The one he signed on day one. They blocked it. They stalled it. They ran out of time. Tomorrow it hits the bench. They're arguing birthright tomorrow, which we should get decided in June. Same day, Pentagon confirmed Iran's nuclear program is destroyed. Hegseth said it today. That was in the 8 a.m. briefing him and General Kane did. Not damaged, not degraded, destroyed. Their missiles are at the lowest count in 31 days. Desertions across every base. Regime's finished. Where's the super secret missiles, guys? They haven't announced it yet. Why? Because what comes after the war is bigger than the war. The FBI just opened an investigation into emails between Ghislaine Maxwell and Prince Andrew. The same week, 3.5 million Epstein pages sit on a federal server. That's true. They've been there a while, but he's right. Same month, the king confirmed his trip to America. Same week, a congressman sent him a letter, meet the survivors. Andrew's emails, Charles' visit, files wide open, maybe. You know, there's been a lot of people, including myself, believe that the reason the Epstein files that have been held back to hold leverage over the cabal. Crown's walking into a trap, and here's what no one's telling you. The Pentagon isn't just ending a war, they're seizing the ledger. Every transaction, every shell company, every wire from 79 to 24. Isfahan wasn't a military target, it was a filing cabinet. Iran's regime falls, the vaults open, the names come out. Epstein files from the east. Isfahan's files from the west. Both unlocked in the same 30 days. Possible? Possible. Let's watch and see what happens. That's not a war, that's an audit. April 1st isn't a joke, it's day one of the new system. Supreme Court rewrites citizenship. Pentagon closes the old war. FBI opens the old files. King walks in the building and holds his secrets. 4 events, 1 date, 0 coincidences. They told you April would be the cruelest month. They weren't lying. Now, do I 100% agree with this? I don't know. I need to see how it plays out. But is this an interesting theory? Is this guy actually on to something? Yeah, I think so. He's definitely tracking somewhere. Will this all play out this way? Probably not at all what anybody thinks it will. But will we look back one day and say, dang, this post was on it? I think that's a high likelihood. I really do. Let's watch what happens, guys. I'll tell you right now, Trump ends the Iran war with a major win, breaks City of London as a result, crushes the cabal's final hold, and then wouldn't it be the perfect time to all of a sudden let everything else come out? Because if City of London is done, they're still going to operate. There'll still be a financial sector, all that. But if I mean done as in controlling massive parts of the world, by Iran being finished, the world, the opportunity for all the world's countries to become sovereign again, globalization's 100% dead once Iran falls. Because other than Europe, which is all interconnected, the shipping is free to flow. Trump will just have accomplished ending globalization as we know it. Iran is the key to so much. It's unbelievable. Once you look at it, once you do the research, once you understand all that's going on, and you wonder why the media, the other countries, the Democrats, why they all freak out so bad about this war when they're so excited about all the other ones. It's because it's the end for them. And if it's the end for them, we're going to see a lot more speeding up really quickly. John Solomon last night saying arrests could come April and May. Trump a few weeks ago said once Iran's done, the final enemy is the Democrats here in America. Guys, it's domestic cleanup time after Iran's done. And why? Because once the lords and masters are defeated, it's easy to clean up the bugs. It's easy to clean up the pawns after that. They don't have any cover anymore. So is this all going to play out this way? I can't tell you. But I can tell you that I'm very certain that's what they're aiming for. I'm very certain that's what they're trying to do. And so once Iran goes down, we're in a whole different world. And it's very, very close. So get excited, because one way or the other, things are going to really, really ramp up. So exciting stuff. Very exciting. All right, guys. Hey, if you're enjoying this, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm going to go through a last little bit. We're going to shotgun a couple short stories here before we end. Let me look here. Hermit says Brussels and Davos need to go. They still have a great deal of power via law investing in international puppets. Not even yeah, they did, but they're losing all their funding and their actual control over anything outside of Europe after Iran. And, you know, I mean, if you want to count Canada, Zealand, Australia, like the Commonwealth countries, okay, even India. India is basically a Commonwealth country. We all know UK controls India, but they've lost all their real control after this. And the EU, Brussels, they're controlled city of London. So in Davos, same deal. But I hear what you're saying, Hermit. But this, I believe most of that's going to be finished because of Iran and the crushing of city of London and these guys. Very interesting why they're coming. Very, very interesting. Golden age, right, Geronimo? I love it. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Anything else I missed before we keep going on? Last chance to get in, so I see it, guys. All right. Ellen says, yeah, this looks legit. The whole Trump's going to be back July 21 or whatever that was. I don't think that was Q. That was not Q. That was attributed to Q, but it was not Q. Q never made predictions about Trump coming back after 2020. Bank of London could crash the markets. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I've said this for, anybody who's been watching me for a while knows. I think a market crash is necessary to clean things up, to finally clean up our financial system. I do. How bad it is, that's what I don't know, how bad it has to be. But would Bank of London, one of their final FUs, one of their final attacks be financial? 100%. And we might actually see a market crash in the next few months. But ultimately, it'll be a good thing. It'll give Trump cover to go in and clean out the markets. And it'll also rebound and then line up with the actual economy the way it should be. So, but yeah, I think we could see a market crash. D6 says, you'll mention Ann Vandersteel ever. I think she used MMTLP people to get known. Yeah, I think so. She's a grifter. I've caught her in several lies now. I'm 100% convinced now Ann Vandersteel is a grifter. Tammy Anderson, what's going on? Good to see you. It's been a bit. I'm sorry if I missed your comments. They all move so fast. I missed some stuff. Vincent says it'll be managed, but a little painful. Yeah, it will be painful for a bit, but it'll rebound and get back to a real market, not this fake thing we have now. Crash is necessary to be able to bring in new financial systems, says Kev. Yeah, I mean, that's a part of it too. Yeah. I talked about that a lot more last night. Do we think Trump will come out and call all this out by name? No, I don't. I don't think he needs to, and I honestly don't think it'd be wise to, because listen, guys, you, me, everybody watching this, everybody paying attention, we're not normal. The vast majority of people, we're like 5% of the population, maybe 10% that are even this far, they're talking about this stuff. The vast majority of people have no clue. And if you told them, if Trump came out and said all this, in that way, it would scare most people. Most people would be like, oh my God, he's just a crazy conspiracy theorist. It won't help the cause going forward. No, you can't tell people, you have to show them. And over time, more of this will come out. and maybe someday it'll be taught in history books. But, it's something that has to be done over time, and people have to see it to believe it, because it's so crazy. We've all been down on this road. Well, a lot of us have been down on this road for a long time, so it feels like normal to us, but it's just not. Any big comments on Byron Nome? No, I think his chest speaks for itself. That's funny. Drama says my family thinks I'm crazy. Oh yeah, I think we've all been there, my friend. But they all said that about the Revolutionary War people too. So, all right. Let me go over these last couple of things I just wanted to show you guys, because we had a couple. Well, this was a huge win today. So the Supreme Court today ruled with the Christian counselor, strike down Colorado's conversion therapy ban. Listen, you don't have to like conversion therapy, and sometimes it's been terrible how it's been carried out. But what this ultimately was this was an anti-Christian ban. It was a ban to say you can't have the Christian belief as a psychiatrist to tell people that they might not be gay, they might not be transsexual. This was banned in Colorado, and now that the Supreme Court is banned in Colorado, it will be banned across every state. So nobody now can stop Christians from telling their beliefs as psychologists, psychiatrists, and counselors. So incredible win for Christianity and free speech today from the Supreme Court. So really awesome stuff, and I'm just very excited about that. And then I just wanted to show this because this is just hilarious to me, but I don't even know. Doesn't feel like, well, whatever. We'll just have some fun. Matt Gaetz today said he was briefed by U.S. military top secret program where aliens were breeding with humans to make a hybrid race for intergalactic communications. Listen, first of all, Matt Gaetz, I love you, man, but you've just been acting kind of crazy lately. Secondly, if this was actually classified, how are you talking about it? Okay, that's insane. You can't be talking about top secret programs. Thirdly, this is exactly what happened in Genesis 6 with the Nephilim. Okay, so we know that this happened in history, but we also know the Nephilim are gone. If you believe your Bible, and I know some of you are going to be like, they're not gone. Okay, we'll talk about that another time, but they are. And, they're demons now, but they don't have physical bodies. And the other thing is this, the engaging in intergalactic communications. There are spiritual things you can do with the demonic that opens you up to other spiritual stuff. And that's what it is. So this top secret program, I guarantee you that's along what that is. It's easy to explain. But again, I don't know why Matt Gaetz is playing this alien game. Something's going on with this alien stuff. And I don't know, but it makes me trust Matt Gaetz less. It does. I'm sorry. And again, he's done some weird stuff lately. So I have a feeling, guys, when Trump picked him for attorney general and 3 days later he was out, it looks more and more like Trump never meant him to be attorney general. I think what Trump did is he got him a favor. Gaetz wanted to be out of the House. He just wanted a seat and he decided he didn't want to stay. So Trump gave him an out. Made him attorney general for 3 days, or nominated him for 3 days. He dropped out and he was free of being in the House, and now he can go do his news career. But this is not a guy I think would have been a good attorney general. I'm sorry. You guys can hate Bondi all you want. I don't care. I disagree, but I don't care. But I think at this point, anybody who thinks Matt Gaetz could have actually done the job, I just don't think he's cut out for it. I really don't. And I don't dislike Matt Gaetz, but I don't think he's an attorney general. I'll just say that. This stuff gets kind of crazy. Anyways, yeah, are you guys ready for the aliens? That'll be one of the next ones. It will. So, let's see. J.D. Vance laid out the truth on alien. He said they're demonic beings. 100%, Roger. Completely agree with you. And yeah, aliens love bananas and rice. Lisa says Trump used Gaetz to get Bondi through easier. Oh, yeah, 100%. Because they always say you lose one. And that was his one. So you want to go camping with Gates? Get those shrooms, baby. Hasn't he admitted to doing shrooms? It's just so funny, man. Anyways, guys, it is late. I hope you guys had fun tonight. I hope you learned something. I hope you got encouraged. Remember, black pilling, no bueno. And, we're winning. I hope you guys can see it. We're winning. I mean, it's everywhere if you just know where to look. And the media narrative is crazy. The grifters narratives is crazy. It's all lies. But we are winning. We're winning hard. And I think the rest of the year after this Iran thing, I think it's going to get a lot more fun. I really do. I think the rest of the year and the rest of this term is going to really ramp up. We'll have our bumps. We'll have our bad days. We'll have our setbacks. But ultimately, I think after Iran is done, man, it's going to get really, really interesting. So listen, I love you guys. Appreciate you. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. And then as always, we got to end with a prayer, because the prayers are why we keep coming here and why we keep winning. I believe that wholeheartedly. God doesn't rescue nations that don't serve him. He doesn't rescue nations where the people aren't crying out to him. Okay. Doesn't mean you got to be perfect, because there are no perfect nations. It doesn't mean you got to be everybody following him. That's not how God works. God would have saved Sodom and Gomorrah for just 10 righteous people. God loves to save nations for the minority of people if they call out to him. So we're going to keep calling out to him and watch our nation keep getting saved. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless all these amazing people here, Lord. Thank you for them, and bless each and every one of them. We need people who are willing to pay attention, learn, and seek out real information. So I thank you for that. I thank you for their curiosity and wonder, and for what they add. I learned from all of them too, especially God, those I've gotten to know since starting this show. So bless them, Lord, and thank you for them. Pray for President Trump, God, and his team for wisdom, discernment, boldness, and protection against all the schemes of the enemy. Pray for our country, for peace, justice, and prosperity like we've never seen before. And God, I'm excited for the golden age. I truly believe it's on its way, because you always finish what you started. And I believe we're going to see you finish this mission that you gave us President Trump for, to get America back on track, and to see our destiny fulfilled in so many ways. I believe you did that, and you're going to see it through. And so we thank you for that, and we're here for it. And God, just whatever we need to do to partner with that, I pray that you stir us to do, in Jesus' name. And Father, just pray that this country gets left better to our kids and grandkids than we ever got to know, so that they can experience the fruits of everything going on right now. And we just pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. God bless you guys. Love you. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you all tomorrow night. God bless.
Headlines screaming like a siren at night. Red and blue shouting, nobody's right. Smoke in the streets, truth under attack. Everybody's loud, nobody's got facts. Feeds keep scrolling, nerves stay tight.